Heidi ho, everybody. This is Grammy Mary, and you're listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair here on World Truth Radio and RealLibertyMedia.com Channel 9. Also on the WorldTruth.org Spreaker channel. And yeehaw, it has been a Wackadoodle Wednesday. Yes, it has. And happy Wackadoodle to you, too. This day has been freaking whacked. Yes, it has. Had all kinds of lovely things going on and then some not so lovely things. But what the hell, I'm still here. So, hey. Over here on World Truth, I see Mary B. and DJ Doom. And there's a few others that have been in and out. I saw Quinn here for a while. I don't know if he's still here or not. T.D. Sanders. Rob Works is over here. Let's see. 613. There's Grimmy over here. Hey there, darling. How's it going? Rob Works, you can pass me that bong anytime now, darling, because I think I could use it. I need something to kind of mellow me out. Although maybe I don't want to be mellow tonight. Maybe I do need to have a good bitch set. Maybe. We'll just have to see. I did share something earlier today here on World Truth. It was, I think it's, how do you say that? Osho? And the different uses of fuck. There's the F-bomb for the night. Yep, early in the show, I'm getting it going. Yes, sirree, Bob. And I'm probably going to go there because, it's, the video is on, I know, Rascal, you're trying to help me again, sweetheart. I truly appreciate it. Let me get my World Truth back to my page so I can look at it. It's, I think it was Friedrich Nietzsche. Is that who that was? Nietzsche, who, dang it, Rascal, cut it out, you little turkey. I shared a lot of pictures too. I shared some pictures of my sunrises this morning and the pretty frost on my trees. It really, it's colder than Hobbsy hell out there, but dang it all, it does look pretty on the trees. Yeah, there it is. Strange coincidences. Where Friedrich Nietzsche declared that God is dead. And, the word fuck has become a more important word. And so I kind of got to pondering on that and thinking, wow, what would happen if we replaced the word G-O-D with the word fuck? There's lots of ways that you could, yeah. And I'll get into that later because, I'm going to feel a rant coming on. But let me say hey to everybody over in the RLM real quick first. So, over here in the RLM, I see right there at top again is the lovely Asmo. I'm saying lovely because obviously Barman thinks Asmo is quite lovely, or he wouldn't let Asmo be on top. I also see Barman is here. Yep, he's a lovely little cybernetic barfender over here. Beer me, darling. I'm going to need one. Or actually, vodka. Yeah, vodka would be better. I also see Cowboy Tech is here. Are you hearing pleasant voices, darling? I know I've dropped an F-bomb early, and I'm going to drop probably quite a few more. But, hey, you know what? It's Wackadoodle Wednesday, and I'm off my wacky rocker tonight. So... And if you were watching me, you would see that right now I am milking my kitty cat's ears, and she's got that look on her face like, oh. It really is a very cute look. I also see, there's Grimner here, and thank you very much, Grimner, for beering us. Thank you ever so much. I also see the lovely Moose Girl is here, as well as the lovely Kate. And then there's Romes, not my heavy breather Romes, just the plain old average everyday Romes, which really, can you call him plain old average or everyday? I think not. I also see IB Don C is here, as well as Java Doctor 2, the new and improved version. Beetle is here, and yes, Beetle likes Piglet. Beer. That was from a conversation Beetle and I had earlier today whilst I was at work, but shh, don't tell anybody. I also see DJ Doom is over here. Hey there, darling. And Fudd, I think I know that guy. I think that's my eldest brother there. As well as, looky there, Gary L. And then Grammy too, because yeah, I fucked up and I can't. Yeah, I'll get it figured out. Me and the IRC are just having a few issues right now. And I absolutely hate it when an inanimate object or an artificial intelligence has more intelligence than I do when it's artificial. God dandruff, some of it itches. I also see IB Don C at work is here, as well as I'm here too. I think I know that guy as well. And looky there, Odin is here. Oh, see how you are, Vince, also. Yeah, not Sharon. I see how you are. Uh-huh. Okay, I am here too. Juana Taco is here, as well as Oslo, the quiet one. RLM 6568 is here, and to round out the crew is Vince also, or Vince Asshole, or Vince Asshole. Yes. So Heidi ho, hi there one and all. Happy Wackadoodle Wednesday to you, and yep, let the fuck bombs begin. Oh, that's the only kind of bombs I get to drop. And that's a good thing, seriously. Okay, first thing I got to do is I have got to get to something that a dear friend over on Facebook shared, which I really did not know this fun fact. But today, it was extremely appropriate. I know, Rascal. I know you love me, darling, and I love you too. But jeepers, he got sharp claws, little girl. Okay, fun fact. Humans are deuterostomes. Is that how you pronounce that? I know somebody's going to correct me. Which means that when they develop in the womb, the anus forms before any other opening. Which basically means that at one point, you were nothing but an asshole. Some people never develop beyond this stage. Oh, yeah, I have dealt with some of them today. Yes, I have. Actually, I think I've been reaching my quota, my asshole quota, my assholio quota, every day for like the last week and a half, I think. I'm getting real tired. I'm thinking someone else needs to start meeting their quota, because yeah, I really don't need to be hitting my quota every day. Just saying. But my lovely friend Catherine from over in Cork shared that, and I just had to steal it. Da, da, da. Hi, Bobby. I see you, sweetheart. I cleared the cache, hun, by the way, just so you know. Okay. Apparently, there have been a few issues over here on World Truth today, and I, really don't pay that close of attention, obviously. Or maybe there wouldn't be issues. But then again, I have this weird thought process. I seem to think that y'all are adults. And that means you need to behave like adults. And if you cannot behave like adults, well, I don't know what to tell you, sweetheart. But apparently there has been some trolling going on. And, your definition of troll, and there's been a member that's been sharing multiple different links that explain just exactly what a troll is. And, I see some of this stuff, and then I see some of the people that get accused of being trolls, and I think, shit, I could very easily be accused of being a troll. Very easily. But some of the complaints have been that, people jump on someone else's feed and they start being snarky assholes. Well, you know what? Freedom of speech. That's one of those things where it's not free. Freedom of speech basically means that you're free to say whatever you feel you need to say. And you are also free to deal with the repercussions of whatever fell out of your mouth or out of your ass, whichever end you're talking out of. So, having said that, if you have an issue with someone making a snarky remark on your feed or something, or someone dissing you on their page, you can either acknowledge it and move along, you can ignore it and move along. Or you can do like I do from time to time. I rise to the occasion, I take the bait, and then I usually regret it because I usually said something that, yeah, I probably thought later was just something really stupid and shouldn't have said it. But there it is. It's out there. It's been said. You can't unsay words. Have you ever noticed that? You just plain can't unsay shit. Sometimes, no matter how well intended you are, you just plain can't unsay shit because you know what? You have no control on how someone else perceives what you just put out there. And sometimes what someone puts out there is not necessarily intended to be obnoxious or snarky or asinine or any of those things, but that's the way it is perceived by others, and therefore they get labeled troll. Not saying that's all of them. I do know there are some trolls out there. I have had to deal with some trolls. I have been trolled. I know that shocks you. But I have had people do that shit to me. I have had some pretty hateful shit said about me. And yeah, sometimes those slings and arrows hurt pretty bad. But you know what? It doesn't make shit and bit of difference because number one, it's on a fucking computer screen. It's cybernetic. Even if someone were to say that shit to my face, and trust me, I've been in positions when I was on city council, other things that I have done in my life, I have been in the position, sometimes just merely by being in the wrong place at the wrong time, to have some really cruel and hateful shit said to me. But you know what? I'm still here. Yeah, left a mark, whether it was a physical mark or a mental mark. It left a mark. Those are scars, and scars are reminders that you survived. Maybe not completely intact, but you survived. And so, damn it all. I know it's hard. I know it is. I've been there. I'm still there. I still get shit thrown at me. And you know what? You can either let them win by going, okay, fine. I'm just going to leave. Fine. Whatever. I just can't. And I've had those times. I trust me. I've had those moments too where it's like, just fuck it. I am really sick of this shit. I'm just going to step away and let y'all have at it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of your bullshit. I'm tired of having to put up with it. I'm tired of being the target of your shit slinging. So I take a step to the side, or I take a step back and make them have to actually aim a little bit better. And then sometimes I just develop a Teflon skin and just let it slide off. But you know what? That's part of life. It really is. You gotta learn to deal with that shit because you're not gonna make everybody happy. Ever. Ever. Not everyone is gonna like you. Not everyone is gonna like what you have to say. It's just a fact of life. You can either deal with it or you can go off in your corner, suck your thumb, and pout. Which going in a corner, sucking your thumb and pouting, works for a few minutes, but then you eventually got to come out of that corner unless you want to go to the bathroom in that corner, and well, then it gets rather smelly and really, and then I got to eat, so yeah, okay, I whipped out my ambulance for a while there. So, just so you know, any of you that want to have, if you have an issue, and I'm probably going to do a poll over here on World Truth, just because I want to know what y'all think. If you think I'm doing that piss poor of a job of running this place by not running the place, because I really don't think I should have to. Y'all are grown-ups. Take care of yourselves. But if y'all have an issue with it, fine. Step up. Put your money where your mouth is. Take over. I'll let you. I'll step away. You can have the fun. How's that sound? There's going to be an awful lot of people that go, no, that's not what we meant. No, you're doing a fine job. You're doing a bang-up job. Yeah, that's usually the way it works. When you plop it in their lap and tell them, okay, think it's so easy? Here, do it. Yeah, a lot of backpedaling goes on. Just saying. So, there, I'm going to get off my pity pot now. Yeah. Shut up when I'm talking? No, I don't want to shut up. Uh, oh, you're perfect and odor free. I'm here too. Okay, there you go. Hey, Goy Troll, are you a troll, sweetheart? Well, you know what? I happen to not mind trolls too awful much because a lot of times I learn a lot from trolls. Um, and a lot of what I learn is how not to behave. So, I learn from everybody, whether they're nice people and I think, wow, I need to try and be like that person, or, follow in their footsteps a little bit. Or, whoa, I'm staying away from that kind of behavior because, whoo, buddy, that does not impress people in a positive manner. Yeah, I know, Vince. I said easily again. It's one of them words that just falls out. Sorry, sweetheart. I'm finally catching up. Um, what? What? I'm trying to catch up here. What? Oh, that's true, Juana. You can't unring a bell either. And I'm pretty much a dingaling. So, hey, there you go. Okay. So, now that I've done my little troll bitch, whatever, I'm going to, seeing as how I'm on a shit list already anyway, I'm going to see if I can get on old Kaboom's shit list too. Because, I was talking about that whole thing where if you were to replace the word God with the word fuck. And, the first example I used on World Truth was, the dollar bill where it says, "In God we trust." How about if you had "In fuck we trust," which really is a lot more appropriate when it comes to the dollar bill, don't you think? Hi, Lino. How are you doing, sweetheart? Lino, I have had better happy days. But you know what? I'm still here. I'm still breathing. So, it's all good. It's all good. I can still, and I had chili for supper. So, yeah, it's all good. How are you doing, sweetheart? Okay, I am going to go and really, really get myself on the smite list. Because I'm going to take the 10 Commandments, or at least the ones that are rather appropriate for this. Because I think, and I found this on www.the10commandments.org. And it's the 10 Commandments Bible list. And I thought, wow, alrighty, this could be a lot of fun. And yeah, I get told to go to hell occasionally, which, I've been actually told to go there enough times that I am the tour guide now. I also am the one that tells you to sit your ass down on the bus. I've also paved quite a few of the roads there because, yeah, good intentions and all. So, the 10 Commandments, replacing the word God with the word fuck. This can be fun. There's no thunderstorms around, so I don't think I'm going to get smoked by lightning at least. Okay, here we go. Number 1, I am the Lord your fuck, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. You shall have no other fucks before me. Wow. So in other words, you're supposed to be virginal, apparently. Number 2, have I pissed anybody off yet? I'm just checking. I need to check my piss off a meter. Number 2, you shall not make yourself a carved image. Okay, I really wasn't planning on making myself a carved image, but okay. Or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water underneath the earth. You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord your fuck, am a jealous fuck, visiting the iniquity of the fathers. Is that what that is? Iniquity. Wow. Visiting the iniquity of the fathers on the children to the 3rd and 4th generations of those who hate me, by showing mercy to thousands, to those who love me and keep my commandments. Wow. Wow. And people went, whew, yeah, we're going to bow down to this guy. Number 3, Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord your fuck in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. No lightning yet. Number 4, remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord your fuck. And in it you shall do no work. You, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Okay. Honor your father and mother. Number 5. That your days may be long upon the land which is the Lord your fuck is giving you. Number 6, you shall not murder. Why is that so far down the list? Seriously, I always wondered that. Why is that so far down the list? I would think that would at least be number 2. At least. Number 7, you shall not commit adultery. Once again, why is that so far down the list? Number 8, you shall not steal. You know, I have a mindset that says that you shall not steal is really the only one you need, because you should not steal anyone's life. You should not steal anyone's property. You should not steal anyone's innocence. You know, it pretty much covers all the bases. Number 9, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor. Well, in other words, don't tell a lie, which, you know, stealing someone else's integrity through your false words, some of that kind of shit. And finally, number 10, you shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, which is a little on the kinky side, nor his female servant, nor his ox. Now we're really getting kinky, nor his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. No, you should not be playing the keeping up with the Joneses bullshit. So, I made it all the way through the 10 Commandments and have not been smote yet. So I'm thinking I have a really good roof over my head right now, and I'm wondering if I've pissed anybody off yet. Because you know what? That's one of those things that, okay, I understand all this fun shit. Oh, adultery is okay, childbearing is not. Okay. Arteries? I don't know. In vain? Grimmy, that is just wrong. I'm finally catching up here. Oh, Lord, that's just funny. Okay, let me see here. I gotta scroll up. Nope, smote. I'm gonna be smote. Oh, Flame has joined. Hi there, Flame. Are you going to be casting flame on me? Okay. Trolls point out stupid in an unkind way. Yes, they do. And that's the worst case scenario in WT. There's no professional trolls. Yeah. Well, you know. Oh, and hey, DJ, you trust in fuck? Well, there you go. In Jew we serve. No, I prefer not to. Thank you very much. Okay, let me see. I'm just scrolling here to try and catch up. Oh, talking about that. Yeah, I keep seeing that shit about it. It's going to be a storm of historic proportions. Well, you know what? Every frickin' year we have a storm of historic proportions, so we're just making history every time you turn around, aren't we? Okay. Vince, did you leave, sweetie? Nope, apparently not. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's true, Juana. Juana says the Ten Commandments are trumped by authorita, which can tell one to kill another, and it's okay because only, it's okay for you to kill someone else if authorita tells you to. Isn't that the way it works? It's the end of the world every night when you close your eyes. It's the end of the world as you know it because something happens somewhere in the world that changes it. Kind of like butterfly farts. Oh well. Butterflies do fart, by the way. That's how rainbows are made. So, let's see. Yes, Lino? You gonna give me shit? Okay. Lou Dix, abusive man with jerry curls. I don't understand how some of you women can be abused by a man with jerry curls. It don't make no sense. All you gotta do is carry a lighter. Oh, that's true. I hadn't thought of it like that, Lino. Yeah, carry a lighter and someone with jerry curls, they piss you off. It's like, you want to do a Michael Jackson impersonation? Oh, that's funny, Lino. I know I'm sick and wrong, but I'm the one that just read the Ten Commandments and substituted the word God for fuck. So, I'm already going to hell. Of course, I was going there beforehand anyway. Hell is a place of your own making, by the way, peeps. If you really want to live in hell, yeah, trust me, you'll live there because it is your own making. You don't have to be there if you don't wanna. Kind of a mind over matter kind of thing. If you don't mind, it don't matter. Don't you know? Okay, I have got to get over here to UPI real quick because I saw this sign and I thought, oh my Lord, I love this woman. I really do. Apparently there's a football-loving sign lady that draws viral attention to North Carolina church because, well, God don't play any favorites. But the sign lady does. Go Panthers! Which I happen to like the Carolina Panthers myself. Although I haven't watched any professional football in several years, I do still like the Carolina Panthers colors. Which is really, honestly and truly, the reason why I like the Panthers. Because I like their colors. Call me girly. I don't care, because, last time I looked, I am a girl. So, there you go. Apparently, in Concord, North Carolina, which is BB's neck of the woods, BB9 in North Kakalaka, a North Carolina church's sign lady is drawing viral attention to the congregation by using the church's sign to support the Carolina Panthers, which, well, duh. It is North Carolina. And duh. I mean, home team advantage and all that fun shit. And when you got God on your side, well, alrighty. What's that? Why did the fat turkey cross the road? To get hit by your car? Oh, Lino, that's just, wow. Okay. That one fell. Okay. Oops. I know, rascal. Apparently, the sign outside the Poplar Tent Presbyterian Church in Concord drew attention from passers-by and online last week with the message reading, God has no favorites, but the sign lady does. Go Panthers. So, the football team's ensuing win, putting it just one game away from the Super Bowl, led to the follow-up message this week. God loves a cheerful giver. So sign lady says, give the Cardinals heck. Okay. Oh, that's right. Okay. St. Louis. Never mind. Give them heck, huh? Don't you think maybe in order to make the game a little bit more playable, you want to raise a little hell? Warm place up a little bit. Unless you're one of those that believes that hell has frozen over, which if it has, I can feel it. It's freaking Bursey. Oh well. Apparently the sign lady herself, Day Calloway, said that she was surprised by the response to her message. Really? It's been amazing, and at first it was just real local within the community. You saw people taking pictures with the sign. A state trooper was out there. And she said the messages on the signs were a team effort with other church volunteers. When the Panthers were doing so well this season, we started saying, when they go to the playoff this year, we're really going to find something to say on the sign that sort of draws the community in, which, hey, if it works. Oh, it's Arizona Cardinals. I keep forgetting. Yeah, those damn teams just jump around all over the place. She said the sign will bear a fresh message for the team if the team beats the Arizona Cardinals Sunday and heads to the Super Bowl, which, hey, okay, the Panthers, and who do you think? I know an awful lot of people that are thinking the Donkeys are going to win. So this should be an interesting matchup if it's the Panthers and the Donkeys, because my son-in-law is a Donkeys fan. And in case you hadn't noticed, I don't really care for the Denver Donkeys all that much. Haven't liked them since Elway started with them. I always thought Elway was an arrogant ass. Yes, Elway was talented, but Elway was not the whole team. Although there's a lot of people that say, oh, but the team went to shit when Elway retired. Well, he wasn't the only one that retired, people. Number one. And when the team has the mindset that when one person goes, the whole team collapses, well, guess what? It's like Confucius says. The man who says he can't and the man who says he can are both right. So, if you think you can't do it because one person left, then you won't be able to. Self-fulfilling prophecy kind of thing there, people. So, I would like to see the Panthers win, just because I like their colors. DJ Doom, where'd you go? Okay. No, FUD. It's not going to be the Arizona. Oh, okay. You were telling me it's the Arizona Cardinals. Okay, never mind. I finally read DJ Doom's remark. They're all soft and tender. They got a little bit too much fat on them. Wait a minute. Okay. Wait. Let me check. I gotta scroll up just a little bit. Okay. Never mind. Back to this. I'm going to go to my pocket because I've had so many wonderful things sent to me. And this one Grammy put on my wall earlier today, and wow. Yeah, it's the end of the world as we know it. Or at least the end of any kind of intelligent thought whatsoever. Or at least by 10% of college graduates. Because apparently 10% of college graduates think that Judge Judy is on the Supreme Court. She may as well be. I don't know that she would necessarily do worse than what's already there. And she's younger than most of them. So that, well, although senility can kick in at any time, ask me, I know. Nearly 10% of college graduates surveyed in a poll believe Judith Scheindling, is that what it is? AKA Judge Judy, serves on the Supreme Court. And she's televised. Yeah, this is from wishtv.com, by the way. Apparently, she's an American lawyer made popular as the judge on the court show by the name of Judge Judy. The show features her handling small disputes in the courtroom, but she does not serve on the Supreme Court of the United States, although she may as well because, yeah, if she can deal with those people on Judge Judy, she can handle the Supreme Court. The poll conducted by the American Council of Trustees and Alumni in August of 2015 was released in January of 2016, and it concluded from 1,000 surveyed that college graduates are alarmingly ignorant of America's history and heritage. Really? Alarmingly ignorant. And this is news to you? The survey also found that 28.4% of college graduates correctly identified the father of the Constitution as James Madison. About 59% of college students surveyed believe that the father of the Constitution was Thomas Jefferson, who was actually the principal writer for the Declaration of Independence. But we're just mincing words here, right? Right. It also found that almost 60%, that's 60%, of college graduates couldn't correctly identify a requirement for ratifying a constitutional amendment. And 40% of college graduates didn't know that Congress has the power to declare war. And that is intentional. In those ivory towers of upper education, that is intentional. Additionally, the poll revealed that less than 50% of college graduates surveyed know that presidential impeachments are tried before the U.S. Senate. Also, intentional. It's called the dumbing down. And it's also called frickin' laziness. Because if you're too damn lazy to look it up for yourself, oh, it was Grim? Alrighty. Yeah, some people just... That's over on my wall, by the way, over here on World Truth. So if you wish to check it out, Grimmy posted it there. Let's see. I'm going to go back to my pocket again, because there's several things on here that... ow. Oh. I bowled last night. Okay, I bowled Monday night and I bowled Tuesday night. Monday night was team tournament, and we sucked. Although in the regular bowling, our team is in first place, but yeah, in the tournament, no, we sucked. But that's okay. That's okay. I came close to, I flatted in the 10th. Because, if you get strikes all the way to the 10th, then you get, you can technically do 3 strikes on the 10th in bowling. And my first ball in the 10th, I only got 7 pins. So I missed out on 300 on Monday night. And then last night, we bowled 6 games. So basically, I got spaghetti arms. I am definitely in the running for flying spaghetti monsterhood, because that's the way my arms feel today. But I had 2 games last night where I got all the way to the 10th before I screwed up. One of them was the second ball in the 10th, because I bowled a strike the first one, and then the second one I got 6 pins. I picked it up, so I wound up getting a 285, but, which if you don't bowl, that doesn't mean diddly shit to you, but that's pretty good, especially for a dumb old Durrell. And then the second game, I got a 264 or something like that. I don't know. My lowest game was 216. So, hey, I bowled out my ass last night, and now my lower back hurts, and so do my arms. But hey, I'll survive. And I don't have to do that again till next week. But, let's see. Where was that at? Shit, far, save the matches. Rambling. Okay. Where do I want to go? Oh, here we go. This one I saw, I don't remember if it was yesterday on World Truth. Somebody shared this. How plumbing and not vaccines eradicated disease, which, yeah, that makes sense. I don't remember who shared it. Someone shared it over on World Truth, and I thought, wow, that's a fascinating article. I will also get to Costin's here in a little bit. Costin shared one on my wall earlier today that I will have to get to. He's taken us on another installment of the Crazy Train, and I will get to that here in just a little bit. But I got to do this one because, there's so many people out there that really believe that vaccines are the way to eradicate all kinds of shit. And although there may have at one time been a purpose And they may have not been such an ugly thing. They are now. Because a lot of time, if you actually look at the breakdown on some of these vaccines, especially the list of vaccines that children are supposed to have before they even leave the hospital after they're born, it's like, really? That child needs to have a Hep C shot before they leave the hospital. Newborns. Seriously? I've looked at the list of some of those, and it's just absolutely insane. And then some of the stuff that they put in there, it's like, really? You want to inject that directly into the bloodstream? Those are neurotoxins, by the way, and you really want to inject them, especially when you look at like the EPA's maximum allowable in drinking water and all that other fun stuff, which drinking water, it at least gets filtered through your system, goes through the stomach. Some of it gets expelled, not all of it, but some of it gets expelled as waste, and some of it goes through your system and into your brain to cause all kinds of lovely little damage. But you want to inject this shit directly into the bloodstream. Well, ain't you just a special kind of fuckwad? But to get on with this is from wearechange.org. It was originally posted August 26th of 2015, and it's by Jeffrey Phillips, and it's how plumbing, not vaccines, eradicated disease, which, yes, if you have clean drinking water, you don't have nearly as many diseases in it. And unfortunately, Flint, Michigan can't say that. Organic lifestyle vaccines get all the glory, but most plumbers will tell you that it was water infrastructure, sewer systems, and clean water that eradicated disease. And they're right. Disease before plumbing. After the fall of the Roman Empire, Europeans despised all things Roman, including bathing. There was a widespread belief that getting wet caused illness. This contempt and fear of bathing persisted through the Dark Ages. Some Europeans defied local customs by bathing. But this was usually done over great protest. When Queen Elizabeth bathed, her servants panicked, fearing she would become ill and die. This resistance to bathing was brought across the Atlantic to America, influencing habits all the way into the 1800s. In 1835, Philadelphia almost passed an ordinance forbidding wintertime bathing. Wow! I am so glad I didn't live there at that time frame. Ah, the pungent aroma. Yummy! 10 years later, Boston did outlaw bathing, except by medical directive. I have a prescription to take a bath. Excuse me. Oh, I'd be getting a prescription every day. Though this law was not widely enforced, it does illustrate the American resistance to bathing as late as the mid-1800s. Before plumbing was widely used, indoor facilities consisted of a washstand and a wash bowl, a pitcher, and a chamber pot or commode. Human waste was thrown into the street or anywhere convenient. Ew. Yummy. This total lack of sanitation in urban areas filled with rats and other vermin provided the perfect environment to spread disease. The Black Plague alone killed 75 million, 200 million people, including 200 million, including 1/3 of Europe's population. Okay, the Black Plague alone killed 75 million, and then 200, whatever. Though this disease is not entirely eradicated, human infection has become a rare occurrence. The last plague epidemic in America was in the early 1900s. As for polio and plumbing, polio thrives in fecal matter and is easily transmitted through human waste. Plumbing and water sanitation in India is way behind the rest of the industrialized world. In areas where sanitation and hygiene are good, polio is rare. In areas where sanitation and hygiene are poor, the disease can spread rapidly. Immunization efforts have raised a lot of publicity and have garnered most of the credit for India being declared polio-free. I hereby declare you, Ami, 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 polio-free by the World Health Organization, or WHO. As recently as 2009, India reported 762 cases of polio, and at that time, these numbers made India the polio capital of the world, but they were declared polio free. In 2014, there are currently no official documented cases of polio, but without proper sanitation, there is no way that this can last. India is the second most populous nation in the world, with an estimated population of 1.2 billion with a B, and currently 780 million Indians do not have a toilet. 96 million Indians do not have access to clean drinking water, which that totally sucks. In rural areas, open defecation is still more common than attempting to dispose of human waste in a more sanitary fashion, such as burying it. There have been some efforts to improve sanitation, but they pale in comparison to the extensive efforts to vaccinate Indians. Now, see, that's where things get confusing, because there are Indians over in India, and they call them, oh, that's right, they call them Native Americans. Although I did get into a discussion about that last week with someone over on Facebook, and they had said something about, and it was a discussion about Palestine and Israel, and I'm probably going to piss people off with this one too, but tough shit. I already should be getting smoked for the 10 Commandments, so here goes. I think that Israel needs to back the fuck off on some of this shit. I think the Palestinians do have a right to survive. I think the Palestinians do have a right to their homes, and I think they need to quit encroaching upon them and forcing them to move. And don't give me this shit of there is no such thing as Palestine. I think I remember in my religion class, now I don't remember a whole hell of a lot from the Bible, but I do remember, them talking about Palestine for some silly reason, and Philistines, and all kinds of other Eins and Eans, and all of those people that were not Israelites. But Israel is considered to be the Holy Land, and it is the promised land for the Jewish people, okay? It's also a holy land for the Muslims, and it's also a holy land for Christians. So learn to share, people. That's number one. Number two, if you're going to say it's the promised land and it's a holy land, they migrated there as well. So, saying that is their land, they migrated there from Egypt. And when that brought that point, actually I had said something about, because this individual was saying that the Israelis had a right to all of that land, spoils of war, yada, 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 and that there was no such thing and all this other fun stuff because, the Israeli, that's ancestral land. And I said, okay, well, if you want to use that logic, then the United States is the ancestral land of the Native Americans, to which he replied, excuse me, but the Native Americans aren't native because they came across a land bridge. To which I replied, oh, geez, and what was that thing in the Bible about Moses and that lovely little trip that they took where obviously Moses couldn't read a map very well because it took him how many years to get there? Moses didn't even get to see the promised land? Don't give me that shit. I can argue with you for all day long. I'm not saying... I think it's a bunch of bullshit, and I think we need to quit frickin' giving Israel more war toys. I think they have enough. They have more than enough. I think everybody has more than enough war toys. I think we need to all just stop it. But, the way I think, and that was another thing that was pointed out to me, was just because you think war needs to stop doesn't mean it's going to stop. Well, touche, dude. Just because I think that, true. Little old me, just because I think that. But if there's enough people that think like me, it can stop. Just saying. So, and this lovely little shit with the vaccinations and stuff, yeah, there's not exactly a lot of healthy stuff in the polio vaccine either. And people that have been inoculated against polio are starting to come down with it. So, yeah. This article goes on for quite a ways, and I really don't. I'm just going to let y'all finish reading it. Because this is a wackadoodle Wednesday, and I really shouldn't be, like, being this damn cranky. 98% of Indians don't pee in their teepee. Well, that's good. Oh, you're sick and wrong, Vince. You're sick and wrong. That's part of why I love you, darling. A bath tube? Yes, Lino. I see you sent me a message, darling. What's that? Let's see. You'll be going with 3 of your friends to many stores, and we will be pretending as the boss's sons to make everybody afraid of us. Oh, that sounds like way too much fun. Although I don't think I could pull off the boss's son thing very well. You know, I have bumps in the front. The long hair thing I could probably, you know, because there's guys with long hair, but I have bumps in the front. And my bumps are a little bit bigger than most man boobs, so just saying. Yes. Okay, let me put this over here on World Truth real quick. Ow. I need to quit doing that. This is a rather enlightening op-ed. I really do think we need... if people want to get vaccinated, that is their business. You know, you want to get shit shot into your bloodstream, you know, your business. But don't make it mandatory. Don't make it mandatory. Because you make it mandatory, and I'm going to tell you, I'm a fucking criminal. Because I ain't going to get that shit shot into me. That's all there is to it. So, now let's go back to, let me find Costin's lovely little crazy train thing. Because I need to go there. And I'm really, really, really honestly and for truly going to try and do some tags on my Spreaker. I'm so bad about that. Yeah. You know, for the longest time, I really didn't understand the whole concept to start with. And then it was like, oh, okay, now I see why they're doing that. But, okay, here we go. All aboard the crazy train. Woo-woo! Thank you, Costin, darling, for this. Declassified the real reason for the attack on Libya. The real reason? Huh. And yeah, Shrillery. There's more and more shit coming out about Shrillery. And I made the prediction. She's gonna get indicted. Just like Slick Willie was indicted. Actually, Slick Willie was impeached, too. Nothing happened from it. But she's gonna get indicted. I ain't saying anything will happen from it because, well, meh. But there you go. Since the invasion of Libya have always told family and friends there was another motive to go into Libya other than what we were told. Ding dong. I forgot to turn my speakers off on everything else. Imagine that. I know you're shocked, aren't you? There you go. Yes. Hi, Penny. How are you doing this evening, darling? I hope everything's wonderful in your world. How are you doing with those oils, by the way, sweetie? I haven't checked with you in a while, and I know you got some from me a while back, so. Okay, let me get back to Costin here, and then you can answer me whenever. Or not, you know, it's up to you. Okay, now, what I've been telling others has paid off. declassified emails to Shrillery have proven that the real reason for the invasion of Libya was not just because they wanted Muammar al-Gaddafi out of office or that he was helping terrorists. He was far from it. Gaddafi had a plan to use his tons of gold and silver to create a currency to compete against the euro and the US dollar. All the emails confirm that Shrillery knew of all of this, and worldpoliticsandbusiness.com, was involved in arming the so-called Libyan rebels who, wait a minute here. Oh, okay. She knew all of this and was involved in the so-called Libyan rebels who were widely reported to have ties to Al-Qaeda or Al-Qaeda, and the killing of black Libyans were connected to those very so-called rebels, which, sorry, Costin, but Shrillery and the White House said it was because of a video that nobody'd heard of that had gotten them all butt puckered, and that's why they did it. It was on the internet, don't you know? It must be true. The emails identify French President Nicolas Sarkozy as leading the attack on Libya with 5 specific purposes in mind: to obtain Libyan oil, ensure French influence in the region, increase Sarkozy's reputation domestically, assert French military power, okay, and to prevent Gaddafi's influence in what was considered a Francophone Africa. So these globalist banksters did not want to let Libya have its own currency and independence, which I'd also seen a TED Talk about a week or so ago from a lovely lady from Africa. I believe she's from Sudan. Could be wrong. I know it's somewhere on the continent of Africa, and she was listing all of these lovely things that Africa has, and yet Africa is considered by the West one of the poorest nations in the world, but it's the companies out of the West that are taking all of the gold, all of the diamonds, all the platinum, all the whatever that they're finding over there. Africans get a pittance for it, while these companies are making a killing, quite literally, on this shit. You know, we really need to rethink what is classified as a wealthy nation and what is not, because there's an awful lot of nations out there that have a wealth of integrity as opposed to what we got going in our government, and a wealth of beauty, things to look at, a wealth of culture. We just have the dollar. Yippee skippy. And, well, a few mouthy people. Okay, to go on with this, the threat was the amount of gold Gaddafi had stored. He had 143 tons of gold and a similar amount of silver, to be exact. And it posed to the French franc, circulating as the prime African currency. This gold was accumulated prior to the current rebellion and was intended to be used to establish a pan-African currency based on the Libyan golden dinar. This plan was designed to provide the Francophone African countries with an alternative to the French franc. Say that 3 times fast. French franc, fuck. French intelligence discovered a Libyan initiative to freely compete with European currency through a local alternative, and this had to be stopped at all cost, and it was done through military aggression with the assistance of France, the US, and NATO. It was also discovered later that propaganda was used to sway Western elements into attacking Libya. The lie was that Gaddafi was killing Libyans, using rape and feeding his troops Viagra, and stacking the bodies in the public view to create fear among the Libyan population. Again, all a lie. Which I have chatted with someone from, Trinidad is coming to mind, but I know that's not right. Tripoli. I've actually chatted with someone from that neck of the woods, and yeah, a lot of the shit we were fed was just that shit. Earlier in the Libyan conflict, Secretary of State Clinton formally accused Gaddafi and his army of using mass rape as a tool of war. Though numerous international organizations like Amnesty International quickly debunked these claims, the charges were uncritically echoed by Western politicians and major media. Why? Because just an echo, yoo-hoo. They don't want you to know any different. Of course, that was proved to be all a lie. And you have to read the March 20th email sent to Shrillery from Sid Blumenthal to get to the real facts. It all started as a rumor, and they escalated to create the propaganda to help France and NATO destroy Libya. In my opinion, Shrillery, Dangleberry, Blumenthal, NATO are all the real terrorists and should be treated as such. They have to be tried and convicted of aiding the enemy, genocide, and murder, which, yeah, Costin, I agree with you. And you know, that's one of those things, I don't remember was it Goebbels or one of them people from Nazi Germany had said, if I remember correctly, and yeah, memory's first thing that goes, that's what I've been told. Can't remember something else going before that, but you repeat a lie often enough and loud enough, and eventually people will believe it. And you know, my comment to that is, you can repeat it for eons. You can have everyone and their dog repeating that lie. That doesn't make it any less a lie. It is still a lie. So, that's just my opinion on it. For what it's worth. Oh, and sent to Gitmo with orange jumpsuits, shovels, and GMO seeds. There you go. Thank you, Goy Troll. Let me see that. You know, I've seen some of the videos that came out of Libya pre-taking Gaddafi out. Yeah. Yeah, he was taken out for a reason, and it sure as hell wasn't the reason that they fed us. 'Cause that had the pungent aroma, and yet people have become desensitized to that aroma. They don't notice that the bullshit that they're eating is bullshit. For some silly reason, they think it's meatloaf. Go figure. Lino says that there is only one big motive to invade Libya in 2011, the oil and the gas. That is good reason who led us to intervented and destroyed the radical regime of Muammar Gaddafi. However, we do not did the same thing in Syria, because Syria has no natural resources on the territory. And that is the Syrian regime. Is more better than Islamic racism caliphate. Okay. Also, you know, I have heard that they have found all kinds of natural reserves in, you know, where the poor little Palestinians have been pushed, that lovely little strip, and just off the coast. And yeah, tinfoil hat, a little bit tight, but I've heard that that's the reason why they are pushing for more settlement in the areas that they're pushing for, because, yeah, there are natural resources that can be used. Imagine that. I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Okay. Oh. And you know what? I know all of this shit is true that I'm telling you because it's on the internet and it's fucking true. So there. Okay, this is another one, and I don't know if it was I think it was. Moonbeam shared this the other day on World Truth, and I like this. Although all I like about it is the headline because I haven't read the article, but I thought I like that headline. I agree with that headline. It works for me. It's from earthmatters.nl. The science behind why working before 10 a.m. is equivalent to torture. I know, right? Jeez, I mean, just the fact that I have to get up before 6 a.m. just to get chores done and get my happy ass into work. And trust me, my ass has to be happy. Right. Everyone dreads that morning alarm clock. If it's not coffee that inspires you to rise from bed before 7 a.m., it's your kids rambunctiously shouting and screaming. Or in my case, it's Bubba coming in and putting both paws on the bed and putting a cold puppy nose either in my neck or on my side or something like that and doing the snuffling thing and let me know you either get up and let me outside or I'm going to do it right here. So, obviously, I am motivated to get up and let him outside. Oh, obviously not affected by early morning hours. No. While it's safe to say most adults are deprived of sleep, another reason one might be less than optimistic about venturing to work at 8 a.m. is because it's biologically unnatural. See? There you go. According to Oxford University research, ivory towers of upper education, but it's on the internet, so it must be true. According to the Oxford University researcher Dr. Paul Kelly, forcing staff to work before 10 a.m. is equivalent to torture. It is also making employees ill, exhausted, and stressed. You have no idea how stressful it is to go into work and have to deal with your assistant manager on low caffeine and your hands are just itching to hug him around the neck until he turns colors. I've had that feeling a time or two or 10. But I haven't succumbed to it because he's not worth 3 hots on a cot. That's just all there is to it. That's the only reason why some people are still amongst the living is because they're not worth 3 hots on a cot. Oh, well. He told the National Post that before the age of 55, the circadian rhythms of adults are completely out of sync with normal 9 to 5 working hours, posing a serious threat to performance, mood, and mental health. So that's my problem. For this reason, Kelly believes there needs to be a worldwide change in work and school starting time. Excuse me. That's just my chili. It was the extra jalapenos. Whee! Okay, needs to be a change in work and school starting times so that they can fit in with the natural clock of humans. Studies examining circadian rhythms have shown that the average 10-year-old will not fully focus on academic work until 8:30 a.m. What the hell? Okay, you said 10. What the hell is this 8:30 shit? According to the researcher, a 16-year-old should start at 10 a.m. for best results, and university students should start at 11 a.m. Well, duh, that's because they were out partying all night before, and crack of dawn, that was the girl that they slept with. That sure as hell ain't. Yeah. Dr. Kelly believes a simple delay in school times could improve grades by 10%. Formerly a head teacher at Tyneside, he put his theory to the test and changed the school's start time from 8:30 a.m. to 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Blah, 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 blah. Amazingly, the number of top grades rose by 19%. Educators should benefit from the later start times too. Kelly states that staff should start working at 10 a.m. and that workers will not get back will not get back to a 9 a.m. starting point until they reach 55. What the hell? What is. Okay, I really shouldn't bitch. Because you know what? On the weekends, of course, alarm clocks, yeah. I think my alarm clock has woke me up twice in the last month. And that's just because I was so freaking exhausted that, yeah, 5:45, my alarm clock went off. And I was like, really? Seriously? Hit that snooze. But, yeah, normally I'm up between 5:30 and 6. I just am. I don't know why. I was never a morning person until now. Shit. Oh well. Staff are usually sleep deprived. Me. I sleep really well on the afternoons when I sit in my recliner. We've got a sleep deprived society, and it's hugely damaging on the body's systems because you are affecting physical, emotional, and performance systems in your body. Your liver and your heart have different patterns, and you're asking them to shift 2 or 3 hours. This is an international issue. Everybody is suffering, and they don't have to. Yeah, damn it. Because the body is attuned to sun's light and the earth's natural rhythms, it is not possible to change the 24-hour cycle. Well, no, duh. Later start times should affect every aspect of society, including prisons and hospitals. In these settings, people are usually woken up and given food they do not want. You're more biteable. Is that the word? Because you're totally out of it. Sleep deprivation is torture, says Kelly. Companies will also benefit if they do not force employees to work before 10 a.m. This is because early start times tend to decrease work output while increasing employees' risk of becoming sick. And you know, that does make a whole hell of a lot of sense because first thing in the morning, I am not hungry. I just am not. I get hungry around 9-ish, which is why I always take a granola bar with me or something like that. I mean, I went through a phase there where I did a breakfast thing, and by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I really, if I didn't get up and walk some laps around the dealership, I was going to fall asleep right there at my desk. I can't eat that early. It just doesn't work well for me. So usually somewhere between 9 and 10, I'll have a granola bar or I'll have some yogurt or I'll have some, and then I'm good. And I don't get the sleepy need a nappy time in the afternoon. But wow, if I try and eat earlier than that, yeah, it messes with me. But maybe that's just, of course, you know, my mother is one of those that she really doesn't. Oh, that was Hitler's and Goebbels' big lie. Thank you, Wanataco. Thank you, darling. Okay. That's who I thought it was, but I wasn't positive, so hey. I put it out there on the internet, so now it's true. And damn it, I'm not going to work before 10 o'clock anymore. I'm going to tell my boss that tomorrow. I'll show up, but I ain't working. I'll sit here and nurse my coffee. Yeah, right. That's when the phone goes crazy. That first 2 hours at work is always insane because the phones are going off the wall. Okay. Let's see what else I got. I'm going to go back to Oopie. Oopie, Oopie, Oopie. Minnesota. Who wants to go to Minnesota? I do. You know why? Because apparently there's a group up there that holds monthly cuddle parties. I like cuddles. And well, it's cold in Minnesota. So, you know, it's called conserving your body heat. Apparently a group in Minnesota has begun holding monthly cuddle parties to promote the health and psychological benefits of being touched. Well, whew. The Minneapolis-based group known as Nurture Yourself advertises itself as the only group in Minnesota with a trained cuddle party facilitator. Wow. How do I get one of them things started? And it offers a place to meet interesting people and share nourishing or nurturing non-sexualized touch. Ah. Touching and being touched has benefits for everyone's health, which, yes, it does, actually. Many of us can benefit from cuddling without any other goal but nurturing human contact. Hugs are wonderful, I gotta admit. I absolutely love hugs. And the bestest thing about hugs is every time you give a hug, you get one back. It's just so totally awesome, so you never run out. We teach you the valuable social skills and create an environment where you can practice meeting people by hugging. Hey, come here. I'll give you a scoosh. Not a smooch, a scoosh. The smoochy comes later. Oh, while the part of the group's mission is to allow people a safe place to meet, cuddle party facilitator and registered nurse Candace Hadsel told the CBS Minnesota that it is not a place for people seeking romance or sexual connections. This is not a dating service. This is not a place people come to meet your life partner. There are rules for how you are to behave in a cuddle party. Rules, rules, rules. The rules for cuddle parties are outlined on cuddleparty.com and include dress guidelines that discourage risque underwear and liquor and stress the importance of consent. I'd like you to know, for tonight, no is a complete sentence, she said to the class, citing respecting other visitors as the most important rule, which, yeah, mutual respect, if we all kind of practiced that, just imagine how few problems we'd have if we just actually practiced mutual respect. Damn, go figure. Aside from the social and emotional benefits provided by learning to say no, Hadsel also stressed the health benefits provided by the release of oxytocin, excuse me if I can read that right, oxytocin hormones caused by cuddling. All that oxytocin stuff she talks about is true. It feels great, said massage therapist Thomas Stout. Personally, I think everybody really wants touch. Everybody wants to be held. It's just a human need that we all have. Yes, it is. Ain't nothing better than a good cuddle. Period. Minnesota. Yeah, a Minnesota is, it's a small beverage. Yes, it is. Okay. Ah. Okay. Yeah, it is easier to get a cat or a dog. Don't be touching you, Grammy. Oh, Grammy, I'll bet you if I met you, you'd let me hug you. I just bet you. Just saying. Because, I'll just work it in. I'll figure out a way. I'll hug you when you least expect it. Because that's the way I roll, damn it. I get it from my mother. I come by it honestly. Just ask Fudd. And, yeah. Did my brother leave? My other brother leave? He must have. Just once, Grimmy? Kind of like a Lay's potato chip, hun. Oh, I gotta pick on you, Grim. You know I love you, darling. You just be lucky. Be thankful I don't bring my mom. Because if I brought my mom, she would run her fingers through your beard, too. Because my mom loves beards. She's crazy. Oh, which is where I get it from, too. Oh, my goodness, that's still going. Okay. I'm going back to UPI. It's much more fun than checking out some of the shit that's going on the... Oy. Have you ever seen a washing machine on trampoline? There's one in Washington. Apparently a YouTuber who has made destroying washing machines his life work showed what happens when a machine containing a brick was switched on atop a trampoline. Wow. A perfectly good washing machine. Or was it a piece of shit washing machine that you just decided to totally toasticate? Because, dude, I know people that would have paid money for that washing machine. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we got to do this one because, yeah, and yeah, the most dangerous item, article, thing in an automobile, the most dangerous is the nut holding the wheel. And this is a case in point. Motorist fined for using wrench to control car without steering wheel. Well, you know what? If he can work it, dude, work it. Maybe he's used to that movement. I don't know. In Yinshuan, China, a Chinese taxi driver seeking to save money on a tow truck used a wrench to drive his vehicle to the repair shop without a steering wheel. The driver was recorded in Yinshan using a wrench to control the vehicle after the steering wheel fell off its base. Hey, he MacGyvered it. What the hell? Apparently, Sina Auto reported the driver was taking the vehicle to the repair shop 14 miles away and didn't want to pay for a tow truck. Well, can you blame him? The stunt ended up failing to save the man any money. He was fined $40 by police. So how much was the tow truck? I'm thinking it probably still saved him money because I know out here, just the hookup fee for a tow truck is $75. So I'm thinking he still saved money. But hey, that's MacGyvering. Damn it. The hell. There's something really wrong. I see you're still here, Fudd, but I think Choey left. Oh, I ain't afeard of Grim. I'll bring him some chili that doesn't have any onions in it. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. And yes, I've been doing my oils, and I'm feeling way, way, way better than everybody else at work because we still got people at work that have lingering cold, flu, ick, crud issues. I'm doing much better. Thank you very much. Crazy driver. Okay. Back to my pocket. This was on AccuWeather the other day, and I just thought I thought it was cool, and it's the end of the world. It's coming. The gravitational pull of this alignment is going to totally throw us all off kilter, and the north is going to be the south, and everything's going to be totally fucked up, and the sun's going to rise in the west, and according to AccuWeather.com, 5 planets to make a rare alignment in early morning sky. Hey, there you go. Early morning stargazers, which that would be me, when I let the puppies out, will be treated to a rare spectacle that hasn't occurred since 2005. 5 planets located closest to Earth will align in the sky. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn will all appear in the pre-dawn sky from January 20th to February 20th, giving people around the world plenty of opportunities to view the rare astronomical alignment. The best time to view the quintet of planets will be an hour to an hour and a half before sunrise. Earlier than that, some of the planets will not be above the horizon, and any later, the light from the sun will drown out the glimmer of the planets as daylight approaches. Uranus. Who came up with that name for a planet? And Neptune can also be seen during the first half of the night, but these planets are not visible with the naked eye and require the use of a telescope or binoculars to spot. Venus is usually the easiest planet to spot when the skies are clear, since it's the second brightest object in the night sky after the moon. This bright planet can serve as a guide to find Mercury, the dimmest of the 5 planets. Hey, don't be calling him slow. He's fast, too. And Saturn is the second dimmest. While Mercury, Venus, and Saturn are clustered over the southern or southeastern horizon, Mars and Jupiter will be visible higher up in the sky to the south and west. Those searching for Jupiter among the backdrop of countless stars should look to the southwest and search for the biggest object, as Jupiter is the second brightest planet after Venus. And there is a lovely little picture of what you need to look for. While Mars may not be as bright as Jupiter, it does give off a faint red glow, helping to set it apart from the white speckles of faraway stars over the southern horizon, which I think I have seen some of that. This morning I noticed, looking to the east before the sun came up, which I had a beautiful sunrise today too. And it really is pretty cool, because if I step out with my puppies and I go to the south corner of my house and look to the southeast, I have this way cool old burnt out church, and then you can see the sun coming up behind it. It's kind of an eerie, cool, pretty... Okay, I'm weird. Given. The final days of January and the first week of February may prove to be the best time to view the planetary alignment as the moon slowly slides across the sky, making a close approach to each of the 5 planets as it transitions from a full moon to a new moon. This will serve as an excellent reference point for those who are having difficulties picking out some of the dimmer planets, such as Saturn. If chilly winter weather or early hours is a deterrent from waking up to view the celestial spectacle, an event later this year will bring another opportunity for viewing the 5 planets. According to Earth Sky, it will be possible to view Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn in the evening sky later this year from August 13th to August 19th. This will provide stargazers with warmer weather for viewing the planets, as well as allowing them to sleep in and still see the quintet of planets. However, Mercury and Venus will be sitting low in the sky, making them tougher to pick out during the summer months than during the winter months. If you wish more information about astronomical events, be sure to follow AccuWeather Astronomy's Facebook page. Yada, yada, yada. I do think, and I'm going to look every morning just because I'm up and I'm letting the puppies out. So, hey. Yes, corrupt. Corrupt? Who's corrupt? No, don't say the U.S. government is corrupt. Nah. Ooh. Ow. Average take home in China is... Well, you would know, Fudge. You were over there. How long were you over there for, darling? Is it like 6 months? No, it wasn't that long. I know it was... I'll let you answer. Okay. I got to check that out. Thank you, Beth, for posting that. Cool. Yeah, 75% is awesome. Now, if they would just do something, just because you believe and think they're corrupt doesn't mean that it's going to change anything. You have to actually do something. You have to act on that belief. A shocking finding from a recent Gallup survey explains a great deal of turmoil rolling through the presidential contest. Really? In other words, people are starting to realize that Lewis Black is right. Republicans and Democrats are a bowl of shit looking in the mirror at itself. It's pretty much what it is. A staggering 75% of Americans say that corruption is widespread throughout the government, and not just the federal government. The number saying the government is corrupt is up dramatically, almost 10 points since Dangleberry took office. This isn't just the cynicism of technophile citizens in a developed world. The number of Americans who view the government as corrupt is almost twice the number of Germans who believe their government is dirty. Residents of the most developed European countries, in fact, have much more favorable views about corruption in their governments. Yeah, we don't have a problem with corruption in our government. We happen to like it because we can get away with a lot more shit. Kind of like I said the other day, if you have an inefficient, ineffective government, be thankful, because if they were efficient, if they were effective or more effective than they are now, just imagine the shitstorm we'd be in. It's bad enough already. It could get worse. Unsurprisingly, Americans are also upset about this. Apparently last week, Breitbart News reported on a recent CNN poll that found a strong majority of Americans dissatisfied and angry with the way the country is being governed. As Caroline May wrote, excuse me, as CNN reports, the new survey found that 75% of Americans say they are dissatisfied with the way the nation is being governed, and 69% are somewhat angry about the way things are going in the country. Somewhat angry. That's like being somewhat pregnant. As far as you're either angry or you're not. This somewhat angry is like, oh, I'm just a bit miffed. Really? I mean, yeah, I say shit like that. I'm a bit miffed. When actually, I'm ticked. It's just, I don't want to totally lose my cool, because then I would have the whole three hots and a cot thing. While majorities on both sides of the political aisle express those sentiments, according to the CNN poll, Republicans were more likely than Democrats to be dissatisfied and angry with the country's governance, with 90% of Republicans expressing dissatisfaction and 82% saying they are angry. The reason why Democrat numbers are not that high is because most of the Democrats are in graveyards. And it's kind of hard to answer a poll when you're 6 feet under, just saying. Although you can still vote. May pointed out that this sentiment was most pronounced among supporters of Donald Trump. Yeah, the trumpeter. Aye. Almost universally, 97% Trump supporters said they were dissatisfied with government in America, and 91% reported they were angry about it. And you know what? Although I do find Trump to be quite amusing and quite entertaining, it's also very disheartening and downright disgusting sometimes. Some of the things that I have seen from his rallies. Really, people, do you not see yourselves? Do you not see how fucking asinine you're behaving? You know, this whole bullshit. Okay, I saw it. It was on the internet. Must be true. Saw a video of a Muslim lady and a Jewish gentleman who stood up in a Trump rally. And they got booed and all kinds of shit yelled at them. And they had to be escorted out by security. And what did the Trumpster do? He did his pouty face. You know, that pouty face that he always does. And then he turned his back, and then he come back and did the pouty face. You know, I'm thinking he thinks that's a pensive look. That's a look like, I'm really thinking, I'm concerned, but he's not. Trump is a dick. And I hate to use that phrase because that's one of the better parts of the male anatomy. But he is. He's a freaking little head that doesn't do any thinking besides what brings him pleasure. That's all he is. He's a showman. And yeah, it would be entertaining as hell to have him as POTUS for probably about 5-10 minutes. And then I'd have to go all Trump on him and go up to him and say, you're fired. You suck. Seriously? I mean, anyone, if you're running for some kind of government and you really want to change the direction of this country, if you honestly and truly want to change the direction this country is headed in, then when you see bullshit like that, you go, excuse me. These people are U.S. citizens as well. These people, actually, I don't even like that phrase, but you know what? They're fucking running for government. Anybody that wants the job shouldn't get it. But you need to stand up and you need to call people out on that crap. Because people get all goddamn butt hurt over, you're dissing me. You know, you're doing this, you're doing that. And then they turn around and they do the same damn shit and they don't see it. They don't see that they're pulling the same damn shit that they're bitching about. I'm sorry. But people just really piss me off sometimes. It's like, God dang, will you look in a freaking mirror when you say that? Will you stop, take a step back, and read what you just wrote? Seriously, do you not understand that you just shown yourself to be the same asshole you're accusing that person of being? You don't see it? I do. And why do I see it? Because every time I look in the fucking mirror, I see that tendency. Every time I look in the mirror, I could go there. I could go to the dark side real easy if I wanted to. And there are some times when it's really freaking tempting to go to the dark side and just totally... And there have been times when I have gone to the dark side. And they're not exactly proud moments. But by God, you know, sometimes you just have to jump up and give a little tough love. And just let people know, dude, you're an asshole. You're an asshole. Kiss mine. But don't get your lips anywhere near me because ew. It's a metaphoric kiss mine. Oh well. To go on with this. Many pundits have cast doubt on whether Trump's supporters would show up at the polls when primary voting begins. Like it really matters. And CNN findings suggest that turnout won't be an issue for the Trump campaign. Anger is one of the most effective turnout mechanisms, which, yes, it is. It's one of those, it's not necessarily a bad, negative emotion, but it can go there. Anger can be quite constructive. It really can. The only emotion that I find that truly is a destructive emotion is fear. Fear can, you know, I just can't think of too many places where fear doesn't go to the dark side. Or doesn't at least lead you down that path. Of course, anger is only one part of the equation. Voting turnout has fallen the last two elections. You think? That's called apathy. It's called people going, what the fuck does it matter? Y'all are going to make up the numbers anyway. Wasn't it Ohio that had a district that had like 117% turnout? I know Colorado had a county that had 110% voter turnout. For Obama, by the way. People are starting to get a little bit wise to some of this bullshit. I mean, yeah, you see those stupid videos on YouTube about how people don't... how people are morons. You know, Judge Judy's on the Supreme Court, that kind of shit. But there's so much apathy anymore. And you know why? Because they get inundated. with all of the crap in the mainstream media. All they see is nastiness. All they see is ugly. And every time they petition, it's like going up and saying, "More, please. May I have more?" And then getting whopped upside the head with the wooden spoon. That's pretty much the way things have been working. People are tired. They don't want to play the game anymore. And you know what? I don't have a problem with that. I don't want to play the game anymore either. But you know what? You got to come up with another game. You got to come up with something that will get people's attention, something that people will go, "Hey, I like that idea," and then show them how to put it into action so that they'll go, "Hey, I can do that. Hey, I am doing that." That's how you change shit. Apparently, Jim Clifton, who is the chairman and CEO of Gallup, noted this on Wednesday that the last presidential election had an estimated 5 million fewer voters than turned out in 2008. It's probably because they didn't go and collect names out of cemeteries. And in 2014, midterm elections saw the lowest turnout in 72 years, 36.3%. That's alarming levels, citizens, when invited to participate directly in your own democracy are taking a pass and staying home. We are invited to participate in a sham. My God, they had testimony before the Senate when they first came out with voting machines that they are rigged. Testimony before the Senate. It's been rigged for a long time. People are just waking up to the sham. A lot of them woke up, especially a lot of younger people, woke up to the sham with the whole Ron Paul debacle. I didn't agree with everything Ron Paul said, but by God, he was hands down way better than any of the other floaters that were in the field. And Rand Paul isn't even a Klingon on Ron Paul's backside. I have very little use for Rand. Very little. Oh well. Apparently this goes on to say people are taking their frustrations to the streets. The percentage that there's widespread corruption in the national government could be a symptom of citizen disengagement and anger. Or it could be a cause. We don't know. But it's very possible this is a big dark cloud that hangs over this country's progress. Yeah, it does. And it might be fueling the rise of an unlikely, untraditional leading Republican candidate for president, Donald the Trumpster. The only other Republican candidate to base any part of their campaign on a direct attack on Washington is Texas Senator Ted Cruz, whom my mother likes. It isn't surprising, then, that his numbers have been steadily climbing in recent weeks. The candidates most tied to the political governing class, Jeb Bush, John Kasich, and Chris Christie, who will eat his opponents, have failed to garner much support nationally. Florida Senator Marco Rubio has played both sides of the equation to mixed results. Yeah. Clifton also notes that the sense of corruption probably contributes to much of the extreme anxiety and unrest we see today. It's not a sense of corruption. It's people actually seeing it, not just seeing it, but dealing with it because they're taking it in the shorts. Thank you, Dangleberry Death Care. This is also including the protests, lower voter turnout, and increased interest in guns, which, you know, the whole drumbeat of they're going to come get your guns. They're not going to let you get ammunition. You know who wins out of all of that? Because every time something like that gets released, every single time, you know who wins? The gun makers and the ammunition makers. Because really, if it come right down to it, if it came to a pissing contest and we all had to take out our guns and we had to fight against the big kahuna in DC, the District of Corruption, if we actually had to go toe to toe against them, our armament against their armament, ptooey. It won't come to that. I don't see it ever coming to that. Just because Mother Russia will step in. Yeah, and probably take over. Probably like any other, because that's just the way they play. They play hardball. We need to figure out a new game for town. Oh well. Every election is usually described as the most crucial in our nation's political history. Yeah. A little hyperbole. I know, hyperbole. I like hyperbole better. A little hyperbole to get people engaged in understandable. But this election, however, may live up to the traditional billing. The economic recovery is the weakest in modern times. Yeah, you can call it recovery all you want to. That's like saying someone that's laying on the slab in the morgue is recovering because they're not as cold as the other ones laying on a slab. A new crisis or brush fire seems to break out somewhere in the world every week. That's intentional. Whatever one's views on immigration, there's a real sense that the country has absolutely no control over who migrates here. Moreover, the overwhelming majority of Americans view the government as corrupt. 2016 may actually be America's existential election, if they have one. I'm still thinking Dangleberry's going to pull a wild card out of his ass and try and go, national security, gotta officially enact martial law. Yeah. Once again, thank you, Miss. Was that you, Betsy, that shared that? Oh, body bag makers. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that one. Thanks, Beth. Frank? Frank's an asshole? No, don't call Frank an asshole. Although Frank may be voting Democrat now. Just saying. Oh. Wow, I am almost out of time. Imagine that. Shock of shocks. I'll go ahead and put this over here on World Truth. Yeah. People really are getting tired of the bullshit. And I sure as fuck don't want the job. Although my mother keeps telling me I need to run for president, and I keep telling her, Mom, when did you stop loving me? 'Cause you know, if I ever got elected, I would be dead before I finished getting sworn into office. They would take my ass out. 'Cause if they didn't, whoa, would I ever pull the lever on that flusher? Yeah, buddy. To which my mother laughs and she says, oh, they wouldn't do that. Yeah, Mom. Yeah. What? Oh, Grimmy, thank you for something to finish out my evening for this wackadoodle Wednesday. This is from abc13.com. Grimmy just put this on my wall over there on World Truth. And Illinois. This man has a medical condition which makes him a human suction cup. He better not go to that cuddle thing. Apparently, some stories you just can't make up. And Jamie Canhead Keaton makes a professional living out of putting stuff on his head. From empty cans, full cans, to bottles of alcohol. The items all stick to his head. Dude, that's impressive. Do you do parties? Doctors told him the condition was because of his abnormally high body temperature. His temperature is always at 100 degrees, which somehow turns his skin into a giant suction cup. Cool. I can stick almost anything. Let me try your iPhone. Look, I'm hands-free. Keaton says he can make up to $1,000 a day and $8,000 a weekend just for renting out his head. Wow. Wow. Thanks, Graham. That's dang. You know, human ingenuity. He's figuring out a way to make a buck. That's just funny. Okay. Yes, he did. Oh, how funny. How funny. Okay, let me find one more. Excuse me. Oh, I know. This is one that Vince put on my wall the other day. It's from sciencealert.com, and you know what? If I go over it, well, BFD, because as far as I know, I still pay the bills. So, here's why cats have such weird eyes. Beware of the murderous side eye. Did that scare you? Cats have the most unique eyes in the animal world. Instead of having circular pupils like humans, the black parts in the centers of their eyes are vertical, which can adapt quickly and can open and close like the aperture of a camera. Why are cats' eyes so special? Well, it all comes down to how they use their vision. Excuse me. By analyzing 214 different species of land animals, researchers at UC Berkeley, another one of those ivory towers of education, found that the way animals spend their day determines the shape of their pupils. The team published their study on the 7th of August 2015 in the journal Science Advances. Apparently, pupil shape and size determines how much light gets into the eyes, duh, and is then translated by the brain into the picture of the world around us. When it's dark out, our pupils expand to let in more light and enhance our vision. But when it's bright out, our pupils get smaller to prevent overstimulation. Cat eyes do the same thing, but with much more finesse than humans. I see why you're looking at me. Previous research has suggested that the thin-slitted pupils of domesticated house cats and other predatory animals allow for a wider range of muscle movement and far more light to enter the eyes. Thin slits in cats, as opposed to circular pupils, allow for a huge change between the constricted and dilated states and are capable of undergoing a 135 to 300-fold change in area. Human pupils, by comparison, can only change their pupil area 15-fold. Wow. Since cats are nocturnal and are most active at night, this gives them a huge advantage when they're hunting. Obviously, my cats think that there's something to hunt on the bed in the middle of the night because that's when they do their Indy 500 speed laps. Little shits. They can open their pupils super wide, allowing even small amounts of light into their eyes so they can see on dark nights, which also being able to squeeze them down to tiny slits during the day. Since humans mostly operate during the day and sleep when it's dark out, our pupils don't have to adapt to as many different light conditions. There's a bunch of animals, grazing sheep, deer, and horses, that have super weird horizontal pupil slits. And using computer models, Banks found that these animals are able to see an expanded panoramic field of view, even when their head is down while eating. The first key visual requirement for these animals is to detect approaching predators, which usually come from the ground. So they need to see panoramically on the ground with minimal blind spots. The second critical requirement is that once they do detect a predator, they need to see where they're running. They have to see well enough out of the corner of their eye to run quickly and jump over things. I'm out of that on both counts. The team found that horizontally slit pupils minimize how much light from the sun gets or above gets into their eyes, helping them to see the ground better. And after spending hours at the Oakland Zoo, Banks found that the eyeballs of many grazers, such as horses, goats, and deer, also rotate when their head lowers to the ground to keep the line of their pupils parallel to the ground. That is cool. I wish my eyes did that. Then again, maybe not. The vertical pupil slits found in cats, snakes, and crocodiles also give these predators a competitive edge by allowing them to better approximate their prey's distance by honing their depth perception and focus on the target. But not all large predators have vertical slits. Large cats like lions and tigers have circular pupils like humans. The team's hypothesis: this difference in pupil shape may be due to their large size. Since larger predators are further away from the ground than their shorter counterparts, such as the domesticated cat, which isn't so domesticated, actually, I'm their human, their eyes don't have to pull as many tricks to focus on the target. All this eye complexity leaves a lot of questions still open, leading some researchers to doubt the paper's conclusions. There are so many exceptions to the rules the authors think to have discovered that there must be much more to pupil shape than being a predator or prey, big or small, said Ronald H. Kroger, who is a biologist from Lund University. The study is just another piece of the puzzle of how diverse and remarkable eyes and vision are. And now, the next time your cat gives you the slitted pupil side eye, you'll know that it looks the way it does because of its intent to kill. A rat, hopefully, and not you. Which I believe I commented on that now I know why when my kitty cat does the figure 8 thing while I'm going down the stairs and she gives me that look, it's like, I'm practicing. Don't push it. Oh, well, y'all been listening to Grammy's Rocket Chair here on this Wackadoodle Wednesday here on World Truth Radio and RealLibertyMedia.com. Also on the WorldTruth.org Spreaker channel. Thank you for hanging out with me on this January the 20th, the first day that you have been able to see that celestial alignment. I will be back Wednesday or Friday to kick off the Freaker Friday festivities. But until then, y'all have an absolutely awesome rest of your evening. Oh, and by the way, Freaker Friday, noon Central Time, which is 1 o'clock Eastern Time and 7 o'clock Denmark Time, will be No Time for Rational Thinking with Vince Easley and Flash Somebody. So check it out, because I'm sure they're going to have something really, really interesting and maybe even something that gets your blood just a little bit warm. So check that out on Friday. I guess you could say they're kicking off the Freaker Friday festivities, and then I come in later after you've recuperated.